Hello and welcome to Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. I'm Nathan,
I'm Ryan.
and this is the podcast where we talk about two movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. But before we get into this episode, be sure to check out our Patreon over at patreon.com/Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. We got some fun games, conversations over there, and you get that for just $5 a month, and you help support us, the most important people, the most important podcasters. Do you think we're the most important podcast? We're at least the top three, right?
Yeah. Well, wait. Are we like ranked together as a duo, or is one of us more important than the other one?
As a duo, I'm telling, if you did an episode alone or I did an episode alone, it wouldn't be the same, would it?
Maybe it'd been better if I wasn't here. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. Or you get a replacement and it's just like knocks it out of the park, just like amazing stuff.
This like unbelievable chemistry.
Yeah, it just works so well. But no. We're up there. We're one of the best. But let's go ahead and get into this Tuesday's episode. We are talking about House 2, the second story from 1987. We talked about House a long time ago. Like a long time ago, right?
Hmm.
Actually, I wish I would have looked up what episode we covered this in. It was so long ago that I kind of forgot. I remember House, but it's definitely like I remember parts of it, not the whole at this point.
Hmm.
But I watched it twice, I guess.
That was episode 95, by the way.
Wow, 95. So yeah, that was a long time ago. But yeah, it's I don't even remember watching it twice, which is crazy to me. Can you believe I used to do that? I used to sometimes be like, you know what, I'll watch that again before the
I used
podcast. Wow.
I I used to. Why would anyone watch a movie twice? I've already seen it.
It's done for. I don't want to see that ever again, even if it's the most amazing weird movie in the world, Inception. I love Inception, if you can't tell. Um,
I'm Interstellar's way weirder.
Wrong. Interstellar, I totally understood that one. Yeah. No, no, I think for real, Oppenheimer's the weirdest one. So odd. Uh,
Yeah. Why do they
yeah.
why do they have to make up a fake war like that?
Yeah. I can't believe that happened or that actually didn't happen. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
faked it.
Yeah. But yes, today we are talking about Ethan Wiley, who directed this movie. You know what else he made? He made
He
some
wrote he
bangers.
wrote he, he wrote the script for House One.
Yes, and he wrote he helped write Return of the Jedi.
Oh, oh,
But in his
okay.
directorial career, he made Children of the Corn 5 and Blackwater Valley Exorcism.
Wait, so there's five Children of the Corn by the time this movie came out?
No, sorry. Well, no, that hadn't been made yet. No. But
Oh,
I'm just saying that he also worked on Children of the Corn.
oh. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, there's been that many Children of the Corns already?
No. I don't know what they were at that point. So yeah, this guy is a B movie director, but this was released theatrically with a budget of $3 million and it was $10 million. So it was a hit, so that means it must be good. Uh let's get into House 2. I should say this movie has nothing to do with the first one. Take that out of your mind. There's no sequel. There's no connection. There's literally a house that is it.
There's it could have been called anything else,
It could
and it
it
would have
could have been
been
a script
just
for
as
another horror
suitable.
movie.
I'm This movie seems like it is two different movies.
So I remember House 1 being like a silly scary movie, but still trying to be a horror movie. This is just a
Yes.
comedy. This is a comedy. It's not even real. It has horror elements, but it's not a horror movie.
Like to me, this would be like if they made like like if they took out like the main characters and like the main characters were like children, that
Hmm.
would make a lot more sense because this is like a children's movie where
You
it's
are
like
you're completely right.
it's like because I thought that when I was watching it, I'm like these like all like the plot elements and like the it being like this big fantasy story. I'm like they could have just made like got some like like smart mouth kids and
Hmm.
just put them in this movie and I don't know if it would have made it better, but it would have been a better suited.
Yeah, I think it could have been like it feel when you say it like that, it feels like a Disney movie, like something they'd air on the. This is a little before that, but
Disney
Disney
Channel original
Channel.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It feels like it because it's so bizarro, silly. So the movie opens with like this Western skull dude who kills like a whole family in their mansion, except for the child, looking for a crystal skull. Um, and no Indiana Jones connection either. But they don't give it to him. And then time moves on, and that kid gets older, and he moves into this home. And like, I guess the Wikipedia puts it this way, and I guess it's a good fit, is that they're yuppies. They're yuppies that move into this home. So they're like rich and like they move there, and his girlfriend is like, ugh, this place is so awful, but Bill seems to be loving it, or whatever the hell his name is.
Bill Maher,
Yeah, not
who
Bill
was in this
Maher.
movie.
Yeah, Bill Maher is
Jesse.
yeah, Jesse. Bill Maher is in this movie. I do have to say, he shows up. His mug shows up. Oh my god, and he plays perfect role for him, a sarcastic asshole. He plays it so
I'm
well.
oh, but like I'm yeah, I can't believe like all the way back then he played so against type back then.
Yeah,
It's like
he's such a
you
lovable
always
guy
know
now.
Bill Maher is just like really sweet guy that really just completely
Mhm.
loving and just so charitable and
Yeah.
so empathetic to others.
Yeah, it's funny. I know nothing about Bill Maher or where he came from, so it's so weird to see that like, oh, he started out as just like a working actor, like he was just in movies at some point.
Well, I mean, he was a comedian, so I'm assuming like somebody probably saw him like at the Comedy Cellar or something stupid, and then
Yeah,
there's like, hey, this guy is funny. Put him in as a jerk. He's a jerk. Put him as a jerk in this
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, and he doesn't do anything. He does act almost the same as he does now, which is which I think is so funny. Um, but yeah, so they're there, and then it's very quickly like things aren't working, like the lights aren't turning on and stuff, and he's like looking through his family past, and oh, his friends come together. Um, Another just like a best buddy and his girlfriend who are kind of
Morally,
loud and annoying. But I mean, Jesse and Charlie are like best buds in this movie, like inseparable two people. Like they do everything together. And it's like almost like a Abbott and Costello. I mean, and I'm not saying it's good like that by any means, but it's like a comedy duo type of deal.
yeah, it's very much like these guys are like trying to play like this wacky duo
Hmm.
and trying to go for laughs instead of scares. Because
Hmm.
this movie, you do how it starts, you think this is like okay, like this is going to be like a horror movie because
Hmm.
it does start like you said with a murder, and I'm thinking okay, the house is going to be haunted maybe because he like, and then he starts going into this legend about his grandfather getting or great grandfather getting murdered, and they're looking for the crystal skull, and they're just like, we're going to go dig him up,
Hmm.
and you think like it's just going to be like this really horrific scene, like there's going to be like this like decaying corpse or like just something like that, but they open up the grave, and his great grandfather is in there, but he's alive, and
Yeah, he's like a living zombies, and like they make it seem like he lived for 170 years down there. Like he's because he's like, oh, I've been waiting for someone to dig me up for a long time.
yeah, and he
He's like,
just
oh,
looks like
he's just
he
like a
just like has like old man makeup on.
yeah, he's like an old man Western dude. Like he wears the hat and he has the beard. He's almost like what you'd imagine a prospector would be, with a heavy accent. And yeah, and then it becomes like a Buddy hide our old West grandpa downstairs movie. It's so silly. This movie takes from this point, it takes such a silly turn of just like, oh, this is a Western, and then eventually turns into like a jungle movie. We'll get into that, but like it reminded me of Jumanji in a way, like the idea of like, oh, upstairs there's a jungle and the house keeps transforming and there's like a temple and stuff. Like it's almost like an adventure movie, like Indiana Jones or something like that.
Yeah, calling this movie a horror movie is not accurate at all.
No, that's such a
And
leap.
because this movie is listed as a horror comedy,
Yes,
and
wrong.
that's not the case at all. I mean, it's just like, I mean, that's like, Indiana Jones is probably scarier than that movie with like its
Last
with like
Crusade.
yeah, like with like the decaying corpses, or like, at the end of Raiders with all the blood and stuff. So,
Hmm.
and that's it. So this movie's PG-13 as well. So there is no blood or gore or anything gross in this movie. It's very, very tame. In fact, like, I don't think anyone, like, the only two people that die or get shot or whatever is just the people at the very beginning, and then like the zombie characters. Like, no humans ever
No,
die.
they're pretty safe in this movie. Yeah, no, it is very teen. There's not even any, like, you would imagine a horror movie from this era, they would shove in as much nudity as they could. No, there's some like sex jokes, but like that's it, nothing else.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I don't know. I honestly, I didn't love this movie. I didn't hate it either. I do think there's some funny stuff going on. Like, I think the Western grandpa character, the guy that is playing that character, I think he does a good job. Royal Dano. Um, he's just playing an old West guy. I One thing I like about his character, I feel like nowadays, 2020, this character happens. I dug up my great grandpa and I'm showing him today, and my great grandpa would be, he'd be like, "You're a pussy. Oh my God, you're not a man." Stuff like that. No, he actually really loves his great grandson. He's really nice. He's like, "Oh, I love you, Jesse," and like stuff like that. It's almost like they're actually like friends. Like, they like each other.
No, I mean, I didn't like this movie at all. I did not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was completely turned off to it. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, because I was just like waiting for something like spooky to happen, and then
Hmm.
I'm just like, I'd be sitting there watching it, like the scene where like Charlie takes him out and they get drunk, and
Hmm.
then he like takes the car out for a joyride, and it's just like, even like like his the old man is like, "You're drunk. Like, I can't let you drive. Like, let me drive the car." It's like, and it was so stupid, and not in a good way for me. Like, I was just like, this is so dumb. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I,
At times I dug the dumbness. It was maybe a bit too silly, and definitely does not need to call itself House 2. But it is interesting, like as a sequel, like Halloween 3 is an anthology movie, but that's still like, you can watch Halloween 3 and understand, like, yeah, this is part of the deal. This is an anthology series, I guess. I don't know. We haven't seen 3 and 4. But like, just to go so left field, like, it's just insane. You know,
well, I
and
mean,
it,
like, Halloween 3 was like, at least people were mad because, there wasn't a Michael Myers movie, but
mhm,
and this one, but and then people kind of had like this like new fondness where it's like, well, it actually is like a well-made, interesting movie,
mhm.
and but this one, it's like, even if they did call it something else, I don't think I would like it still.
Really,
But
really. I gotcha. No, I mean, there's some like fun ideas here. I don't I don't love it all the way through. I don't know if you saw my rating. I gave it a 4.5 on Letterbox just to throw you off, just to see if you saw that, because
oh, I saw it.
I thought it was really funny. Just
I was like, there's no way that's serious.
not at all, not even remotely serious. Um, I feel like a more realistic one would have been a 4, right? If you saw a
If
4, you
you would
might be like, okay, yeah.
No, if I saw like, if you did like a 3.5, I'd been like, that would have been like, I was like, that would have made me mad if I saw that. I'm like,
Damn, I should have done it. I should have given it a 3.5.
I
Uh,
like that one. That would have been like believable enough where I'm like, Nathan fucking liked that movie, didn't he? Like,
well, I mean, honestly, I'd give it like a 2.5, like maybe bordering a 3. Because like I said, I like the Western character. I think he's kind of funny. I do think Charlie is a really dumb character. Like, his dumb jokes don't really add anything to the table. I think the jungle section is pretty bad because it's not interesting. There's like a giant Aztec guy because the whole home is
No,
a
it's a
temple.
caveman.
Sorry, Cape. That's right, because it goes all the way to the Jurassic era. And he comes in, takes the crystal skull. So these two guys got to go in and they got to grab the crystal skull. Um, and this is where a bunch of the stop motion creatures come into the game, like a giant pterodactyl, and then a
Hmm.
dog caterpillar, a
A cat,
pillar, I guess,
no, they call it a catter puppy.
a cat or puppy, which is I like that. Which I thought that in a different movie I think could handle it better. Where in the end they're serving dinner and the pterodactyl are there and the cat or puppy is they're at the like they're eating at the table like
At the dinner table.
the
Yeah,
the family is here. It's silly visuals like that.
I just remember like so like when I say like this is two different movies because like he brings like they bring like their girlfriends like to this house and
Hmm.
they have like like you said, like they have like this big party with like, and the grandpa's there and
Hmm.
everything, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, cool costume," type of thing. And
Hmm.
um, when they come back from the Jurassic era, they have the pterodactyl like hidden in there, and they have like Jesse, old Jesse, in the broom closet. And then when they open the door, because like the girlfriends walk in, they're like they see it's like this young woman because he traded split paces spaces with her. And then the girlfriends just like leave. They're out of the movie. Like it's just like that's it. Like
Yeah,
they're gone.
which I mean, I guess is better than like the whole like, oh, I realized that it was right. You were right the whole time. No, she thinks he's cheating, and she leaves with Bill Maher, and it's just the two guys, and he's like, oh, we can start running around in our underwear and stuff. And is there? I know it's the 80s. Is there a little bit of a gay undertone in this movie? Like, I don't know. I felt like there was maybe something a little more going on between the two of them.
Did you? I don't know. I mean, like
Two
I
men,
that was
friends. I don't know. That just that doesn't.
Nathan. We're friends.
Ah! Oh my god. Ah! But no, I don't know. I was like, maybe that's just me reading into it a little bit. But I don't know. There was some funny bits where like he was talking about running around their underwear together. I was like, huh, a little odd, a little suspect. Um, but yeah, so they're out of the movie and they just take care of the rest of their business of like this old Western guy and old Jesse is dying and for me as I feel like I say this a lot but sometimes like the third act is very important. I don't think the third act really sticks the landing here, like the whole connection to bringing back that old West dude, even though that's probably the most horror the movie gets.
It is. That's like the most horror element. But the scene. Okay, so the one scene I was mildly amused at
Mhm.
was the Aztec section
Uh-huh.
with because
Oh, yes,
they're
we
like
totally skipped this. Yeah.
we're like we need an electrician because the house like so the electrician like he goes in, it's played by John Ratzenberger, or Cliff from
Mhm.
Cheers,
So,
or Ham from Toy Story.
yeah, and all the Pixar movies, well, not anymore. But yeah, which is another Cheers connection because the first one had why do I always forget his name?
Norm,
Yeah, well,
George
Norm.
Wendt.
Yeah, George Wendt. He's in that. So I hope House 3 and 4 have some just off Cheers
Well,
character in
well,
it.
that they're like that's the only thing connecting the two movies is that they have two different actors from the show Cheers.
Yeah, and Ratzenberger is probably maybe the funniest part of the movie because he really plays into that role because he's like an electrician there to fix the lights and will not listen because Jesse's like we're really busy right now, we need you to come tomorrow, and he's just like, no, I think I need to fix it today. Like he's like, I don't want to see this, and he's just like, you need to see this, you need to come in here right now.
Yeah, and the thing what I like about him is that he's completely unbothered
Hmm.
by all this stuff going on. He like because he rips a hole into their wall, and he's like, "Ah, you seem to have some type of alternate dimension there. Like you might
That's what
want
he
to
keeps
check that
saying.
out."
Oh, I've dealt with these alternate dimensions before.
So He's like, yeah, you better let me handle that. And he just walks in with like a saber and
Hmm.
just and just and he just starts fighting like because they're about to do this ritual sacrifice on this Aztec woman.
Hmm.
And he just goes in there, he just starts slashing and cutting up everybody. Like it's just like that's what
Yeah.
he does. And then like they do rescue the girl. And then he's like, ah, well, if you ever need me for anything, here's my card. And it's like electrician slash adventurer.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that's a funny bit. The one odd thing though is they do save the girl from there. And oh, that becomes Jesse's love interest now. One love interest is out, and we got this girl, so it has to be the main character's love interest. But yeah, so now she's in this movie. And yeah, and that leads in. That's like what happens at the end of the movie, which is the ending is really weird, where they kind of save the day, and then oh, now we're in Old West. We got a stagecoach, and I got my girl, and I got my lover Charlie, and we're out here. We're just roaming the
Well,
West.
yeah, because the ending is that old Jesse's partner was like really the real villain this whole time.
Hmm.
And he comes back from the dead trying to steal the crystal skull so he could have the crystal skull powers.
Hmm.
And the thing I was like, so like the whole point of this movie was like, we need the crystal skull to keep my great grandfather alive.
Hmm.
And I'm like, do you like he's already like kind of dead? Like you did
Yeah.
like does he like you could just let him die. I mean, like,
And well, and that becomes like the thing at the end of the movie, right? He's
yeah,
like almost yeah. It's so it is kind of one of those movies where it's a little pointless at the end of it.
yeah, because at the end, he gets shot by his old partner, and Jesse comes back to the Crystal Skull. And he's like, "Nah, I lived my whole life, and I'm ready to die," type of thing, and they let him die. And but during this, because like Jesse had shot like the old like the villain of the movie, but he ended up like it was in the house and like there was like all these cops outside and then the villain ends up shooting one of the cops outside
Hmm.
and everyone thinks Jesse did it. So Jesse's basically just like he's probably going to get like gunned down in his own front yard if he walks outside.
Yeah, which
And
is such a goofy idea.
so in order to escape this, like they jump back into the old west and are just like, well, wait, this is where we're going to live now. Like it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, and then House 3 will continue that story, right?
I'm sure it will. It's like an old west house.
Yeah, well, I do have to say that there is one thing. This movie, at the same time it was made, had a Marvel comic adaptation made for it. And
I've
I
heard
think
this.
this story might actually work better in comic form. I feel like watching this after knowing that, I was kind of like, oh yeah, it's kind of like got the silly slapstick vibe to it. I don't know. Maybe it would work better as a read. But is the comic called House 2? Because I there's no House 1 comic,
Maybe,
I don't think.
maybe you got me. I
Yeah.
mean, I heard that there was a comic adaptation of it, but I'm just like, I think that copy was just flying off the shelves.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I looked it up just to see. No, the other House movies are once again they're just their own thing. So this is an anthology series. I was actually going to pick them, but they're not streaming anywhere. Yeah.
Oh darn!
Ah, dang it. I'll just have to buy them. Uh,
I wait. I gotta. Which Cheers character? Like, do you think one's gonna have
um,
like Rhea Perlman
I
maybe,
feel
or
I
like
feel like that'd be a pool because like I'm trying to think of like people that didn't go on to be like crazy
yeah.
famous.
So I mean, like Rhea Perlman would probably be like a good one. Or maybe like early Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, early
Uh,
Shelley Long shows up.
yeah, well, I mean, like her star is already faded at that point.
Yeah,
So,
whoever like
or,
the old guy
or
that ran that
Coach,
yeah
Coach.
Coach there that
Well,
one's real.
Well, he died during the making of that show. That's why Coach is not
That's
there
right.
anymore on the show.
Yeah, and he's not going to be in House 2. Oh man,
Well, like Coach's ghost in House 3.
that would rock.
Just like
uh,
he's the ghost of the character.
yeah, yeah. Kirstie Alley wouldn't have been done it. Mm-mm.
No,
Her fame
she's
was rising at this point. At that point,
yeah, Star Trek.
yeah, and look at her now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should just bring back Ted Danson. Just he decides, you know what, I want to be in a horror movie. It's kind of like Ted Danson showing up in a Body Heat as a cop.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. That just doesn't seem like his role.
Well, I mean that was pre-Cheers, so
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, so this movie, I think I liked it a little bit better than you. I think it's kind of funny. I don't think you have to go out and see this one or anything. It's definitely like if you're gonna watch any movie from this series, you can just watch House 1. And you can watch the Japanese House as well. You don't have to waste your time on this one.
yeah. Watch House, you'll have a much better time. But
Mhm.
uh yeah, I don't recommend this at all. I thought it was pretty stupid, to be honest. So I would not recommend this to anybody.
Damn. Totally just like beaten out, just
I know,
destroyed.
I
Hey, that's
bad. It
okay.
was
That is okay. I'm happy that you didn't enjoy it. That means I did a good
uh,
job picking.
oh good. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. I only pick movies for you to hate. Uh,
As you should.
as I should. But no, that I think that wraps it up for this episode. But Ryan, remind us, what are we covering on Thursday?
Well, Nathan, like I said, I'm asking you to stay tuned for Thursday because we're going to be watching the movie Stay Tuned, which is free on Tubi right now.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to watch that one. And if you want to email us, you can email us at driveanddoublepeaturepodcast@gmail.com. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon. But until next time.
Until next time.